Wow. We got to do our top 10 players draft, and I got one more FanDuel read, so let's get to that. Then we'll draft the 10 best players in the game on Saturday. But as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay red hot on FanDuel. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time than right now to get in on the action. The app is easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and much, much more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. Guys, we do it every Friday. It's one of my favorite things we do, but the 10 best players in this game count injuries, positional values irrelevant. The 10 best guys on the field Sunday. We'll start with one, work our way down.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell would have both been near the top, but
would have been in my top 5.
Obviously, both are not playing this game.
Is there much argument at number 1? Do we still think Myles Garrett?
I mean, obviously, he hasn't been as good lately, but yes, I would still have Myles Garrett number 1.
Agreement all the way around?
Of course.
I took him off briefly because of the shoulder.
Well, that first game back, he didn't play. He was pretty bad in that game, but he's played better since. But, we're all in agreement.
I put him back up as number 1.
All right, so number 2.
Where do we go at number 2?
Let's see.
I might take Tunsil.
That's interesting.
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, that was higher than I.
He
was on the list, but
I'm going to go Denzel Ward at 2.
That's where I was going.
All right, I would
Ward.
too. I had Ward too.
Okay. 3.
Now, do we want to? If he's got Tunsil at 2, at some point he's going to need 2 more votes to get him in here.
Right. Yeah. Or at least one more in a tiebreaker.
I have him in my top 10. I didn't have him in my top 5, so it would be a leap for me to co-sign him at number 3. Can either of you guys do it?
I didn't even have him as the best player on the Texans.
I didn't either.
Nico Collins has had a great year.
Yeah, I don't have him as the best player on the Texans either.
And they have a linebacker whose name's escaping me who has a ton of tackles.
Greener, sacks.
Yes.
He's got
sacks.
12
He's got interceptions.
Blake Cashman.
Right, Blake Cashman. These guys having a tremendous year.
Cashman hasn't practiced in 2 days, though. He may or may not play.
I didn't know that.
I thought when I did this, Nico Collins wasn't playing, C.J. Stroud wasn't playing.
Yeah, it looks like Nico Collins may play now.
Probably going to play.
Collins is going to play.
Yeah.
Do you know where Tunsil is on PFF?
I can tell you in 1 sec.
I think he's got a good grade. Not elite, but I think good.
I think he's a good pass blocker.
He's always been an excellent tackle. I mean, he belongs in the conversation. Well, who's the next player for the Browns? We're considering Cooper.
You guys are going to laugh.
Flacco.
I got Flacco.
Jay's got Flacco.
I got Flacco.
David Njoku belongs in the conversation.
Yeah, I have Flacco and Njoku.
J.O.K. belongs in the conversation.
J.O.K. was my number 10.
I was Emerson?
I was putting in Njoku there. I think Njoku has really raised his stock.
It's hard for me to put Njoku above Amari still. I just think Amari's what drives this thing.
I did it because of just his blocking prowess. He's going to give guys extra chances. He's helping in tackles and still getting out in the routes.
Nobody else can consider Flacco here?
I'm not ready to go Flacco yet, but
the interceptions and the inconsistency.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 3 quarters.
I'm going with the linebacker on the Texans, who's Blake, whatever his hell his last name is.
Blake Cashman.
His name you don't even know.
I know.
Say Blake, what's his name?
He's put up
Blake Backer.
He's got
and Bull's sticking to it.
He's got huge traditional stats and huge PFF grades. He's got the combo. He's been great.
Can I try to sell you guys on Flacco,
Yes,
or is this
please.
a lost cause?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me try my best to sell you because I said when I made my list in my head, I said I'm going to put Flacco at 3, and I'm going to get a lot of flack for that. So I got to be ready.
You're not going to get flack, but
here's why I would put him at number 3. The Browns' run game is gone. It's evaporated like the fall leaves on the trees. It's gone. We can't block.
Yeah.
The offensive line is a mess, even though it might be getting more healthy. I think that makes Joe Flacco even more important than ever before. Another way I do this sometimes is reverse engineering. And I do it this way. Who are the 10 players that I just can't afford to lose?
Yep.
And for me, Flacco is really only number 2 to Myles Garrett. I cannot afford to lose Joe Flacco right now. I just can't.
My only problem with looking at it that way is that puts position.
It does. I know. And I thought about that too.
Yeah.
However, you guys may not remember, but a couple of weeks ago, and I can't believe that what's happened in just 2 weeks, but McNuggets and I were the only two advocating for Joe Flacco to be in at number 10. Remember that? And we lost out on the vote.
Well, that was only because it was after one game. We're
Right.
ready to go there yet.
But I was like, I've
ready to
seen
go?
it. I've seen it. I know what this guy means to the team.
Yeah.
He's one of the top 10 most important players. In fact, that's what I kept saying. At the end of the segment, I'm like, you guys are wrong, and we're going to talk about this on Monday. Joe Flacco is in the top 10. It reminds me of the old SportsCenter commercial where Neil Everett was talking to, I think, one of the great tennis players. It might have been Sampras or one of them. And he was talking about who's your top 5 SportsCenter anchors of all time. And he listed them, and Neil Everett wasn't in it. Neil kept saying, I'm in the top 5. I'm in the top 5. I can hear Joe Flacco saying, guys, I'm in the top 10. How can I not be in the top 10?
By the way, now I can't even name a single anchor on.
Oh, how times have changed, right?
Right.
Well, so to me, when I reverse engineer it and I start asking myself,
you're right.
who can I not see in a Browns helmet on Sunday?
Hold on.
To me, Joe Flacco is
right.
number 2, only to Myles Garrett.
So
Flaccovelli just hit me up via text, said, "What is you doing?"
He talk you into it?
And he's right.
I'm officially going Wyatt Teller at 3.
This guy goes opposite of Wyatt.
I just made.
It was a great argument.
And I'm going Jonathan Greenard at 3.
You got him to change his
even know who
mind
that
from
is.
Blake Cashman to Wyatt
Wyatt
Teller.
Teller.
I
Thinking
got
of, not
Joe
Cashman.
Flacco.
Final answer.
You know what's interesting here, though, is it's kind of like a Senate filibuster.
Right.
I only had to convince the majority.
And
That's
you
it.
got,
And
so
now
Joe
I've
Flacco-
convinced the majority.
All right, you
So
got
Flac-
G. Bush. So you
Hey,
got
Now look, he's going to play like ass, and I'm going to come in here. And Monday there's going to be a pile of garbage on you.
But he's right. If there's
But that's position. I don't like the position
I
value there.
and I don't love that either.
I threw this out on Twitter because I had to go back and rewind in my mind. I said if the Cleveland Browns clinch this week,
Yeah.
and it does not, it looks like they're not going to be able to get the division, would you sit Joe Flacco the next 2 weeks?
No.
Yeah, that's another argument.
No way.
I saw your
But-
question in the
but
no.
One game,
but-
maybe. 2,
but
no.
He needs all the reps with these guys he can
Plus,
get.
if the Ravens lose to the Niners, the Browns are still alive to win the division.
I get. Well, all I'm saying is that's how important.
Gee,
Yeah.
here's how I would do it. If the Browns, and I don't think this is even mathematically possible, but if with the win they lock themselves in at the 5, and Baltimore wins against San Francisco, and there's no chance that the Browns can then get the 1 because they've got to lose to San Francisco. They have to.
Right.
So if by some miracle of all of these events happening, where the Browns find out Monday morning we're the 5 and that can't change,
Right.
then I definitely sit them against the Jets.
Really?
And I play him the second half against the Bengals. I don't want him to come in with 3 weeks of rust into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd play him against
when
the
we
Jets
get there,
in the
we can
Super
talk
Bowl.
about
Look,
that.
look,
We are getting way
McNuggets,
Sorry,
man.
sorry,
McNuggets like,
sorry.
you all on
Throwing
my,
a flag on
my
you, G.
list,
Bush.
bro. You all
He's
on my.
throwing a flag on you. All right, 4. All right, Flacco gets 3. You guys got Flacco. 4. I'm going Wyatt Teller at 4.
I'm going Jonathan Greenard. He had 2 sacks last week. He's got 12.5 for you. That's the guy I was trying to think of, not
Okay,
Cashman.
sorry.
He's the Texans' big edge rusher.
really come on
with
this
the
year.
Browns' problems at tackle. We know Hudson's a swinging gate at right tackle.
And you
I think that guy's going to be a problem.
well, listen, he didn't talk me out of my move. I had Tunsil up 2. This is what, 4?
Yeah.
This is 4.
I got to at least go with him now. When you got his
Tunsil.
numbers.
So we got 4 different guys there.
Well, who's yours at 4?
I'm going with Amari Cooper.
Okay, so you guys break the tie. It's a 4-way tie.
So I had Jonathan Greenard as well, and he's in my McNuggets 5 stats by the slightest of margins
Okay.
over Amari Cooper, who better be coming up here soon or I'll get mad at you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's next for me.
I don't have an argument at all. Greenard at 4.
Yeah.
He has been an impact. I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't know a lot about him at all until I started doing research on the Texans for this game. So I can't say that I've watched him.
He's
and
come
been
out of
great.
nowhere this year.
I haven't seen him. I don't know anything about. If he walked in right now, I wouldn't know him.
Yeah.
But I read a lot about what their defense does and how he's kind of the linchpin to their defense, and
Yeah.
that he's had a great year.
Yeah.
And so
he's like a nobody this year, and then he just exploded.
coming into this year,
Yeah.
he was just
Yeah.
like a guy. He was
Yeah.
a piece.
He's had a
and now
great
he's become the central piece. And for that, I'm with you. I'd give him 4.
Yeah.
All right,
so he's
5.
at 4. G, real quick, Laramie Tunsil, you asked his PFF grade. He ranks tied for 19th with a 77 right now. So
I mean, that's fine. That's solid, but not elite.
Yeah.
A
Does
5.
Cooper get number 5 then?
He's my 5, yeah.
I'm going
I
Wyatt
had
Teller again.
Cooper at 4. So, I mean, we've already got 2 Cooper. If you don't go Wyatt Teller, Cooper gets the 5.
He still has Laramie Tunsil on the board.
He's still
so
good.
he
Yeah,
I
can't-
got Tunsil on the
Okay, so Cooper it is.
Tunsil's on the board, but this look like Tunsil gonna be a 8.
You're like Anthony
Hey,
Bennett
wait a
at
minute.
1.
Yeah.
Tunsil
Right.
the guy that the night of the draft, the video of him
Yes.
smoking
Yeah.
weed came out?
Yeah.
It's another draft day disaster for Tunsil.
Hey, draft
He's
day for
falling on the board.
He's falling out of the top 5.
All right.
That might have been one of the most. It wasn't funny
Wasn't
because
that the gas mask?
he had a gas
Gas
mask.
mask.
This is so ridiculous.
Jeez,
Can
I-
we find that video?
Oh
We can
my
play that.
God.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find it. Well, if you haven't seen it,
And
just
then I
search
heard-
I saw that and I said that's fake. There's no way anybody really does that.
Like, wasn't that staged
legal
or
now.
something? Or
No. What happened
I
was
vaguely remember this.
one of his confidants rolled on him and was trying to extort and said, "I've got this video, and if I don't get this, I'm going to
Really?
release the video."
Oh, my
And it
God.
was just the physical image of the guy who most people were saying was going to be the 1 or 2 players selected in the draft with this gas mask on,
Hey, man.
filled with marijuana smoke.
This is why we can laugh now. It's totally illegal. Shout out to him and Josh Gordon.
I was just like, is he in that much of a hurry to get stoned?
Like, yeah, man.
Like you're
guess
putting
so.
it in a gas mask?
Hey, man, he had
Try
that
all
high
kinds
grade.
of crazy stuff.
He had that, yeah.
They do. So Tunsil's he's dropping like a
All right.
rock again on the draft board.
I'm going Wyatt Teller.
I'm
Come
with you on Wyatt Teller.
Thank you.
I'll take Wyatt.
I'll
there.
give you
I'll
Wyatt.
because of, I mean, maybe I don't know if this counts as positional importance, but he's the last man standing on the line.
Come on now.
Yeah, you're right.
By the way, are you
important-
friendly with his wife?
I met her
She
once.
should come on the show with us.
I met her once.
Yeah,
She's
well, better
always
on.
tweeting. Like, anybody know her?
Why
She loves G. Bush.
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
I've
reach
seen
out.
her tweet at G. Bush. She
we can
follows
reach
me
out.
on
So
Twitter.
what's the reason to bring her on, other than the fact that she's the wife of Wyatt Teller?
I
Like,
just think she's like
is she a
into
big fan of football? Does she
She's-
know the sport?
She first of all,
She's
I don't
very
know.
active on social media.
She's very
Oh,
active
okay,
on
well, then
social
that's a good
media.
reason.
She's really nice
And
with
she
the
likes
fans.
me. That's all that counts.
She
No.
she
Gee, wish everybody likes you. Why
every
wouldn't she?
year she picks fans that she sends. She and Wyatt send a Christmas card to from her family.
Gosh, it would
And
have been
people
great
really
to have
love
her
that.
on this week.
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that. Well, let's try
She
to get her
seems really
for next-
nice. I feel like
I'll
it would be
reach
cool
out.
to have her on.
I know. I could get in touch with her. I'm pretty
You-
sure.
Okay.
And you know what? Since the Tellers are Kool-Aid Mafia members, I want Wyatt Teller in the top 5.
That's it. He's in.
Well, he's
But
number
six.
6.
He's
He's number
Okay,
6.
well, I did what I could.
Now, really,
Number 7.
you know, the developing
Well, I tried.
storyline of this draft is the drop of Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
That's where have we heard that before?
Hey, big fella.
So
7.
we almost have to. See,
I mean,
like,
we don't even have the Joku up there.
We don't have or
No, we
Mark
don't.
Emerson.
I'm
Or
going
Emerson.
with none of those guys at 7. I'm going JOK.
Wow.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm,
I'm
going JOK.
I'm going to Joku.
JOK has been playing crazy.
I'll go JOK too because
Dang, I forgot about
Killing
him.
it.
He has been.
We might.
He
Can
has
we
been.
get a relook at this?
Now, are we going two Browns heavy?
We
always have
are.
to ask ourselves.
Well,
that.
but their top players are out. The quarterback's out.
I know, but are we missing somebody? The running back's pretty good.
I mean, the
Singletary's been very
Singletary,
well.
pretty
Nico
good.
Collins we've left
I
out.
think Nico Collins and Cushman are both more deserving than Singletary.
Oh, no
personally.
kidding. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree
Okay.
with you.
Hey, I've been
But
trying to get
Tunsil-
Tunsil since
Tunsil's
2.
still on the board too.
He's still on the board.
have we located the Tunsil gas mask video?
I have a picture.
So
That's
yeah.
a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, we now go live to our draft day studio.
That is the best.
Hey, do you understand how
Empire State Building level high.
absorbed that marijuana is in his
Oh
system?
my goodness!
I mean, that is in his being. That is in his soul.
There's a number for like blood alcohol content.
Yeah.
When you
Yo.
blow, it's like
Yeah.
0.08 is
Sure.
legally drunk. There is, and this is going to be a big thing in Ohio now that it's legal. There is a test. I think it's a blood test that immediately will tell the officer how many parts per million of the active ingredient in marijuana, which I think is THC. I'm not an expert, trust me. I've never even smoked weed, but I know more about this than I should. But they can find out. Bull's looking at me like I'm lying. This is a true story. But they can find out like how many parts per million.
Yeah.
I'm guessing had he been tested, he would have set the Guinness Book of World
Probably,
Record
yeah.
for the highest parts per million of THC.
There's
in one
big, and
drug.
then there's Tunsil.
That could also be a scene from The Walking Dead or some other
Man,
post-apocalyptic
his
movie.
his midichlorians is crazy if he was in Star Wars.
All right, what
All right,
number
Mike,
are we
just
on?
to
older
finish
ones,
this up.
What number are we on?
Cheech and Chong Van
Yeah.
would also be a high parts
No
per
doubt.
million.
No
We
doubt.
got
All right,
3
what-
picks. Let's get the last
So
3.
where are
Number
we?
8.
What was 7?
7 was
JOK.
JOK. Njoku still on the board. Emerson still on the
Collins
board.
is still on the board.
Collins is still
I'm
on the
going
board.
Collins
Tunsil.
at 8.
I went in Njoku at 7. I got to go in Njoku again at 8.
Okay.
I'm nervous that there's only one Texan, and then if it comes out where they win, we're like, man, were we in the clouds?
All right, I'm gonna go with Tunsil.
All right, Jay.
Can we get another live look inside the draft room right now of Tunsil's reaction to still being on the board?
Still on the board, he's falling like a rock.
I'm going to go with Collins,
All right.
just
So
because
that gets the win.
I just feel like
Got to get
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Okay.
9.
I got to go in Njoku again. I can't believe we're at 9. And
I'm
Njoku's
going to
not up there.
Njoku. I'm with you.
Yeah, Laramie. Yeah, I'm trying my best up here. Bro. I mean, the picture is kind of crazy, bro. Can we get
Yeah,
that?
you
to
going
Can I be Laramie? Can I be Laramie?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
It's cool.
I feel nothing.
I'm gonna go.
So 2 for Njoku, 1 for Laramie Tunsil.
Go Tunsil.
Njoku it is.
All right, that's 9.
So does Laramie Tunsil, does his draft
I
slide, which
almost
started
feel
at
like-
2, does he fall out of the top 10?
Here's the thing. I almost feel like at this point it would be
started
a
at
pure
2.
sympathy pick.
Yeah.
Like
Are
we
you-
feel for the guy.
I'm going with the linebacker from the Texans
Can
I
we
mentioned
get-
earlier,
Can we,
Cashman.
can we
Cashman.
throw? Can we give him his PFF pass rush grade? He's going against Myles Garrett this week. Can you at least boost
Yes.
him up, McNuggets?
So his pass blocking grade is an 82.9.
That's
which
good.
For all tackles is the 4th highest pass blocking grade.
He gets
Wait
my
a
vote
second.
at number 10.
What is
I told him-
Cashman's PFF grade, Mike? It's really high, isn't
He's
it?
left tackle. He's
But-
going against
but-
the best in the game.
G makes a great point.
So you're going Tunsil?
I am going Tunsil.
Are you going
because I
Cashman
feel
with me or
I feel
no?
sorry for him stuck in that gas mask.
Let's
Blake
say-
Cashman.
let Mike
This is
break the
a
tie.
deal at
Let
10.
Mike
A
break the
deal.
tie.
I want to negotiate. What do I get if I come here?
What do you got? I'll give you the gas mask. We'll secure the gas mask and you can have it.
Larry Tunsil it is.
Yes.
You
Laramie, we
guys
did it,
have
big
an
fella.
88 PFF grade for the season.
Who would you have broken the tie with, Mike?
I'd be lying to tell you I'm super familiar with Blake Cashman's game. He has phenomenal numbers, but Tunsil's been one of the better left tackles in football for a few years. So I feel like
All
we
right.
would have been doing an injustice to leave him off.
Where was he? Was he like Mississippi State or something like
Ole
that?
Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, Ole Miss, man. Yeah.
I just that image is one of the all-time great sports
Ever.
images. Like when you show that to diehard fans, they even though you can't see the man's face, they're going to tell you that they know who that is and they know the story.
That's right. Mike, you know what we forgot to have on the
This should be
schedule
a-
for today?
Can we make that a sticker? One of our
I'm sure we
Yeah,
could talk to
one of
someone
our
to make that
emojis.
happen.
our